Informal car reviews. The 2023 Kia Sportage. The Kia Sportage is a pretty good looking car and surprisingly powerful too. The trunk is quite spacious. The seats do fold forward. Interestingly enough, to drop the seat, the lever is actually right here. Wow, that's pretty cool. Let's see. I'm gonna pull this one. Let's see what happens to the seats. Wow, look at that. That is really cool. And then I'll be putting them back later. For now, I want to point out that the 12 volt 180 watt socket is here. Convenient. And let's see what is under here. Just some storage space. Maybe the spare is somewhere under there. The rear doors are quite nice. I mean, it's plastic, but at least it's stylistic. Looks nice, feels nice. Speaker. So let's fold these chairs back. Okay. And I'll come around from the other way, close the trunk while I'm at it. I'm glad there's a handle here. Fuel hatch doesn't have a lock, by the way, so it just opens like that. 87 octane minimum. Let's see here. This one. Yeah, it's as easy as that. The cup holder comes out. That's always convenient. There's no vent controls back here, but at least you get to change the direction of the vents, so there's no like plus minus or anything like that. But you do have that at least, and a convenient little storage compartment. Going inside now. Window lock, right? The only automatic window is the driver's window, and only the down function is automatic. For up, you have to hold it. That's unfortunate. Door lock, unlock, and then mirror adjust. I should point out that to lock and unlock the car, you have to use your key. There are no like touch sensitive things here, no sensors, so that's one drawback. The key is not remote start, it's a traditional car key. Anyway, let's get the car started. Loading. Let's see here. Yeah, sure. Confirm. So you do have Apple CarPlay, radio, a bunch of stuff, vent controls, individual buttons for each mode. So like front only, front and feet, windshield and feet, rear heat, front heat, windshields, AC on off, vent lock. Controls are manual here. You don't actually see what it is, but yeah, the fan speed adjust. So yeah, and then again, you don't really need to know what the value is. You kind of figure that this is the coldest, which it is, and somewhere to the right it gets hot, warm. The glove box, pretty standard, good amount of space, holds everything you need. Right. See here, just to show you, 2023 Sportage, Kia Sportage. Vents, so you can't lock them, like, spin a wheel or something like that, but they do have directions, so that helps. This has left, right, up, down as well. And on the driver's side here, over to the center console, it's quite roomy in there. You could definitely store some things. And this is leather, so that helps if you're resting your right arm here. USB port, this is to connect your phone to the car, like for data and power. USB-C, power only, 12 volts here. And let me see if there's actually a USB in here. No, there is not. So these are the only two USB up front. The cup holders are really cool. I mean, look at that. You spring load them in and you have a lot of space for something else if you need to put it here. There's actually tons of space. I like that. And then if you need one, there's that. If you need the other one, there's that. These are like, what do we call them? Like dead buttons or whatever. This is, I guess, for higher trim models. The seats are really comfy, I gotta say. Nice material. It's not leather, but it's really soft and super comfy, well designed. I feel really great. My lower back did not hurt me even once, and I've been driving this car for several days. The rear seats also are quite comfy. I gotta say, one thing that I don't like, or at least that does not work well for me, is that the door, this part of the door here, is just plastic. So I like to drive with my elbow here and my hand on the steering wheel like this, resting the elbow on the door, and yeah, that'll easily bruise my elbow, turn it red. So I would much prefer this to be leather or some other soft material for that reason. So cruise control and everything related to that is here. On the other side of the steering wheel, you have all things related to making a phone call, mode select for there, volume adjust, so that will be the same thing as this volume adjust. This takes you through the menu on the infotainment system, and this here takes you through the menu on the gauge cluster. So the touch screen works really well. Check it out. Home, Apple CarPlay, Google Maps, perfect. The rear view mirror is really high quality. You could see things quite well in the dark, and yeah, there's no blur or anything like that, so it's a really good mirror. As you can see by the shape of the wiper comes from up top, so it's not one of those that sits at the bottom, and it works quite well. Parking assist, that's a sensor. If I press it, see it's on right now. Could turn that off so it doesn't beep and annoy you, but it's good to have it on. The downhill thing, engine shut off, automatic engine shut off, on off, toggle that, and camera on off. You can just decide to have the camera on, the backing cam. If you want to see what's behind you, just keep it on, and you could likewise turn it off. I'll show you the backing cam and the sensors in the back. Watch what's going to happen as I approach the grass there, the curb. It's going to show here. See that? Drive modes, there are three. You have normal, you have sport, and you have smart, which is like economic fuel saving, I guess. Overall, the car feels really nice and smooth to drive. It's really pleasant.
In 400 feet, turn left onto Lens Lane. Head north on South Maple Street toward Anthony Street, then turn right onto Anthony Street. Turn left onto South Walnut Street. In 600 feet, turn right onto East 1st Street.
I like the design of the steering wheel. It's always a plus for me when you have this opening here in the middle, so that you could grab it like this comfortably.
Turn right
grab it
onto
like
East
that.
1st Street.
There's lots of ways you could position your hand on the steering wheel, so that's always a plus. Lobes, you know, it's got lobes on the sides. A really comfortable steering wheel overall. The car has a very nice, clear display. You can see everything. The image is sharp and precise. It is a touch screen, so for example, if I go to music, if I go back to Google Maps, you can see how that works. So that's nice, very good touch screen. To cancel cruise control, it's actually this pause button here. Not very intuitive for me. I was thinking that's more like a multimedia pause, but yeah, it's pause. It drops the cruise control. See, it's great, but if I press it back, the button on the right is like this circle back looking thing. So if I press that again, now it says green cruise and then the set speed. So once again, that's that circle back icon. But this is all one button. It's just that first time you press it, it's pause. Second time you press it, it's circle back, and you know, it just keeps toggling that way. I'm going to show you how steering assist will steer for you when you have cruise control on. As you can see, my hands are not on the steering wheel. What's interesting is that despite having the steering assist, this vehicle does not have adaptive cruise control. In other words, it doesn't have that setting where you can change the following distance or even have a following distance behind the vehicle that's in front of you. So if you get too close, you're just gonna crash. You have to know that it's not gonna stop. I mean, there might be the pre-collision warning, pre-collision sensor, but there is no adaptive cruise control. This vehicle will not follow the car in front of it at a set distance. It's like regular basic cruise control in that regard. But it does have steering assist while in cruise control, and it will keep the car in the lane. It is a pleasure driving this car. The steering is so smooth, so precise, so stable. And the ride is so cushioned, so comfy. The seats are comfy. It's an absolute pleasure driving this car. Rain, rainbow. Goes together like a horse and carriage, right? Look at that. Despite the rain hazing up the windshield, you can still see the rainbow. Yeah, that's a pretty big one. Pretty big, wholesome rainbow.